Right now, somewhere in your brain, a countdown has already started. Because in the next few minutes, you are going to yawn. Not because you're tired, not because you're bored, but because of something happening inside your mind right now, in this very moment, that you cannot control. Picture this. You're sitting across from a friend. They open their mouth wide, stretch their jaw, and let out a long, slow yawn. You didn't feel tired a second ago, but now, almost instantly, your own mouth begins to open. You try to stop it. You can't. This isn't weakness. It isn't rudeness. It's one of the strangest, most mysterious reflexes in the entire human body. For centuries, people believed yawning happened because your body needed more oxygen. It seemed to make sense. You feel sleepy, you yawn, you breathe in deep, your brain gets more air. Simple. Except scientists tested this theory directly. In laboratories, researchers had people breathe in pure oxygen and then breathe in regular air, expecting the oxygen-starved group to yawn more. Nothing changed. The oxygen theory collapsed, and that left scientists with an uncomfortable question. If yawning isn't about oxygen, then what is it actually for? The answer, it turns out, isn't hiding in your lungs. It's hiding in your brain. Deep inside your skull, in a region tied to empathy and social awareness, something extraordinary happens the moment you watch someone else yawn. Brain scans show activity lighting up in areas linked to understanding other people's emotions and intentions, the same regions that activate when you feel connected to someone else. This is why contagious yawning isn't really about tiredness at all. It may be about connection. Researchers at the University of Parma in Italy, and later teams around the world, discovered something remarkable. The closer you are to someone emotionally, the more likely you are to catch their yawn. Family members catch yawns from each other more than strangers. Close friends catch them more than acquaintances. Strangers barely catch them at all. Your brain, without asking your permission, is constantly measuring emotional closeness, and yawning may be one of the ways it shows its work. But here's the strange part. Not everyone catches yawns. Scientists studying this discovered that some people almost never do, and it isn't random. Children under 4 rarely catch yawns from others. Their brains haven't yet developed the deep social wiring needed to mirror emotional states. And research has found that people with certain neurological differences, including some forms of autism spectrum disorder, are less likely to catch a yawn too, not because something is wrong with them, but because the brain circuitry behind social mirroring works differently. This turned yawning into a strange little habit into something far bigger, a window into how connected a brain is to the people around it. That's only half the story, though. Because yawning doesn't just spread between humans, it spreads between species. Dogs, when they watch their owners yawn, often yawn back. Chimpanzees catch yawns from other chimpanzees, and even from watching videos of yawning humans. Scientists studying wolves found that yawning spread fastest between wolves who were closest socially, echoing exactly what happens in human families. This suggests something scientists find almost hard to believe. Contagious yawning might be an ancient survival tool. Long before language existed, animals living in groups needed a way to synchronize behavior. If one member of the group grew tired and yawned, and that signal spread through the group, everyone could become alert to rest or danger at the same time. In other words, a yawn might be one of the oldest forms of silent communication life on Earth ever developed. But scientists discovered something even stranger. Yawns aren't just contagious between individuals in the same room. Just reading about yawning or looking at a picture of someone yawning can trigger one. Your brain doesn't need to see it happen live. It only needs to imagine it. Which means, statistically,
Somewhere in the last few minutes, watching those words and images, your own brain likely tried to make you yawn at least once. That's the power of this reflex. It doesn't just react to the world, it reacts to imagination.
And this is where things become truly fascinating. Scientists studying brain temperature found another theory gaining serious support. Yawning may help cool the brain. The deep stretch of your jaw increases blood flow and airflow, potentially lowering brain temperature slightly, which may explain why we yawn more when we're tired or when the brain is working overtime, because a slightly cooler brain functions more efficiently. So a yawn may be doing two things at once: cooling an overheating mind and silently, invisibly connecting you to the minds around you. Which brings us to the final twist. The very thing that makes you feel embarrassed in a meeting, the yawn you try to hide behind your hand, isn't a sign of rudeness or boredom at all. It might be your brain quietly proving that it is deeply biologically tuned in to the people around you. The next time a yawn spreads across a room, watch what happens. Watch who catches it first. Because without realizing it, you're watching an invisible map of emotional closeness unfolding in real time, written in one of the oldest reflexes the human brain has ever developed. If you enjoyed discovering the science behind everyday mysteries, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for the next question hiding in plain sight. Key scientific takeaway. Contagious yawning is linked to brain regions involved in empathy and social bonding. The more emotionally close you are to someone, the more likely you are to catch their yawn.